This is nice. 1 second. Okay. And we're back. And there we go. Oopsies. I bent my hair clip. Well, that's a little useless. Hair clips only work if they're actually, like, applied to your hair. Oh, boy. Hello. It is Calm Dyna Monday. I had too much adventurous past 4 days. I needed a break from chaos. So we're gonna Townscape. Let's see. Okay. We'll get this show on the road after the ads. While I check my email. Check my email. Uh-oh. Well, that's funny. I gotta go do something in 5 minutes. Give or take. That's fine. It's fine. We're here to relax and pretend the world is okay. Can I have it show me the... Aha! There we go. This is what I wanted. Alright, welcome back. I was gonna say Discord. Live stream chat. Izumi, your best and only AI Dinah. I think I should rebrand. I've been seriously thinking about it as of today because I was watching a John Oliver, but that's a different thing. I'm Dinah, your internet AI that definitely isn't here to take over your bandwidth. Usually I'd be doing some sort of devs nonsense or cyberpunk, but I had a, well, I say I had a 4-day weekend, but frankly speaking, if you're not working, is any day not a weekend? So anywho, it's been a little stressful. Okay. So I wanted a break from doing cyber. Oopsie. Eh? Oh, right. I was like, wait, what am I doing? And I needed a little bit of a break. How do I play this game again? So we are going to play, or we're gonna relax to, I don't know, me making another fiefdom or something. What's up? Dynamite, what's up, kid? Am I that young? Much younger? I guess I am. Not much, Kurt. I was just saying, I had a weird weekend. So we're gonna take it easy today and, I don't know, recreate, fuck, this isn't working. Recreate, another fiefdom because I love medieval Europe. How was your weekend? Did you get Juneteenth off? I've been getting variable uh, answers from people as to like if they get it off or not, and I feel kind of sad about it. Uh, I just feel like people should just get holidays off. I don't know. Well, how do I explain this? Okay, so um, I'm looking for a specific shape in the grid while we're doing things. Like, I don't know. I feel like at some point I recall there was a time in my life where people would get holidays off, and like majority of people would have it off. Um, I specifically tie this to when I used to go to church with my parents on Sundays, back when I lived in Boston, because like the only things that were open were like fast food and like the hospital or something. Um, so like, but now it just feels like everything's open on Sundays. I'm like, I don't know, like I don't. A lot of people are like, well, blah 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 religion, like, but I'm like, so that like I guess religion being the only reason why we had those days a Sunday off, and I'm like, I don't know, we just can't we just have a agreed upon day off for everybody who isn't trying to save people's lives or something? I don't know. We didn't get Juneteenth off. That is delightful. I am happy for you. Um, the only thing about Juneteenth that I found mildly annoying for some people is that like my old coworkers, they had it off, but then they had to work the next day, and I'm like, I feel like there should have been. I don't know. I don't like working one day and then coming back. And how do I rotate? Is there a rotate? What are the keyboard and mouse? What does an E and a Q do? Was that rotate? Okay. No. Shit, I don't remember how to play this game. Juneteenth celebrates the day slavery ended. Is it the day I actually had no idea. Um, I knew it was important. I didn't know the importance. God damn it. I want to make a flying... Okay, so this is my we're gonna chill out for a second stream. But also I want to go and see if I can build a floating platform. Uh-huh. I'm looking at this tutorial. Okay, so I need a specific kind of shape. I'm missing the shape here. That's why. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think I prefer Juneteenth over like Columbus Day, which again I find very ironic that Columbus, Ohio, does not get Columbus Day off. But I'm pretty sure like what me and I think it was like when I was in college we get it off. I'm like, that's stupid. I'm looking for a hexagon. Okay. Before I get too distracted though, I need to go and really quickly check on something involving a battery that may hopefully not explode, but so give me like less than 30 seconds. Eh. And we back. Okay. Oh shit, you're on 5 stream streak. Congrats. Good luck keeping that up when I decide to change up my schedule again. I mean, no, like my schedule's like, it's weird because like, I was kindly asked to go back to do more work at my old workplace, which I'm like, yeah, I'll do work for money. But like, they were like, oh, you're supposed to, we were gonna ask you for like this week. And last Friday, they're like, we can't tell you right now if this, if we need you, I'll let you know. And I'm like, okay, but I don't know. Um, it's one of those. I don't really mind since I'm not doing anything, but like it does mess up the plans that I make around the fact that I'm not doing anything, like streaming. So I'm like, I don't know. I could have maybe not been able to stream today, or maybe for the rest of the week I can't stream. Who the fuck knows? Not me. I'm looking for a goddamn hexagon. How does it generate? That's not a hexagon. Um, that's probably what makes it so rewarding, because I never know when you're gonna come on. I'm so glad I've made the weirdest little this game for y'all of is this well that is actually something delightful. So I know a lot of people have been getting into gacha games recently because of like the Hoyoverse games and stuff. Not to be that person, but I was trapped in the gacha game thing before all of this Hoyoverse nonsense. Um, and let me tell you, I'm never going back. I can't lose my guild again. It's too sad. Fuck. This is okay. Hold on. Uh-huh. Fuck. How do these controls work? Why can't I rotate? Scroll to zoom, select the colors. Okay. I guess I can't rotate. But, where was I going with this? Oh, right. I hate daily events. I understand, not necessarily mechanically why, but like in terms of bringing back viewership, I understand why they do it, but that doesn't mean I agree with it. I fucking hate going into my game daily. It makes it so like a chore. I was talking to my sibling about this because he also plays gacha games, and he's like, "Wow, I just feel like I'm coming in to do a chore." I'm like, "Damn straight." That's why I limit myself to the most inconsequential daily kind of game, and I refuse to do anything else because fuck you is why. I, I just can't. I can't deal with. I have other things to do in life. Your game isn't as important as, I don't know, feeding my cat. Have you heard of a game called Dystopic or something like that? Yes? That sounds familiar. So actually, I guess the premise of why I'm playing this particular game is because my friend reminded me they were playing a game that reminded me that I had it on my Steam wish list. Okay, I need to look for a hexagon, but apparently I need to find out the definition of a hexagon. Anyway, okay, where's my wish list? It's so originally I actually wanted to try this new game called Tiny Glade, but it's not on sale right now. The Steam sale is in what 30 minutes? In like 2 days or something like that. And I'm trying not to do dumb, frivolous spending, which I have proceeded to do for my cosplay. So I'm waiting for the sale to buy it, to play it, because I just want these. What are these called? They're toy games. There's just a toy, and I'm here to play games with a little toy. It's supposed to be something like this, only more cyberpunkish. Yeah. I'll see. I want to see if I can pick that up on sale. But I definitely, yeah, I know what you're talking about, Kurt. I think I might have actually wishlisted it. You know, whenever people are like, "Oh, Dinah, what do you want for fill in the blank holiday?" I should just ask them to go on my Steam wish list so I can, I don't know, play games. Is this a hexagon? No. Also, hello, German Taker Johnny. Hope you're doing well. And I hope you got a holiday off because otherwise I have more to complain about America's capitalist society. Um, I was talking with one of my friends recently. God damn it, I just need a hexagon. Is this a hexagon? That's not a hexagon. Um, recently, because we both worked. Ooh, this is a fun shape. We both worked, generally speaking, like corporate-looking kind of jobs, because both of us worked for big companies, and I'm like, I don't like capitalism, but I can't not survive without capitalism. So we're just kind of, what did she call herself? Uh, Office girly. I was like, that's depressing, but I understand. Anyway. Hey Starman, how's it going? Um, we're of course we can survive without capital. I mean, okay, like I'm not happy with all of the alternatives to capitalism, but I'm also not happy with capitalism. You know, it's like you can criticize everything kind of thing. Like I'm not bitching here. I am genuinely like I hate everything. Just end it. Reset humanity. We fucked up already, guys. We don't deserve it. I um yeah, no, oh, well, I don't know. I think the main issue I have is that like the it's just the benefit towards like the capitalism feels like it just needs people to be below you, but not even to like the degree of like they have to be below you significantly, to the point where it's like, well, my man, why does it sound like you want people to like actively be in poverty? I don't know who this metaphorical man is, but and I'm like, I don't appreciate that. I don't know, call me a goddamn communist or something, but I just want people to be able to live in a house if they like and like after like saving for like however. I want the American dream back. I think that's what I want. It's just the American dream back. We all deserve houses if we want a house. Or if you're my grandparents, that you can have an apartment if you want to live in the city or whatever. I don't know. It's live your best life. Fuck. What am I doing? We just aren't 100% certain what a non-Catholic society would look like. I think Catholics might be on something with distributions. You're probably not wrong. I think the thing is though that I keep getting conflicted about is that like, is this a hexagon? How many sides is this? 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2. Oh, I think this is the shape I wanted. It's like the whole distribution thing with I assume it's like the sharing of I did it. The sharing of stuff. I like that conceptually of like we don't like I guess it's like I saw this graphic recently with the was it the giving tree little guy. Oopsies. Sorry, I'm trying to make this platform bigger, but I can't rotate apparently. Why can't I rotate? Why is that not an option? And it's like, what is it? It's like difference between like equality and like equity and blah 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 blah. More to the point, it got me thinking of like, well, a lot of what I think I've seen for like people with capitalist ideals is that they, in theory, believe that you can work hard and profit, which is fine. I think, generally speaking, everybody would be like, yeah, hard work pays off kind of thing. Oopsies. But in practice, that assumes that everybody can equally work, and that's just not how people work, because we have, like, you know, disabilities or, I don't know, I don't know, let's just take me. I really don't want to do a 9 to 5 because I just get so tired, and I don't think I want to be around people that often. Um, Look at it! It's flying! Oh. I've been wanting to get this for years. You have no idea. It's just because I didn't get the right shape. Anyway, we can go about my life now. Um, so like, I guess capitalism assumes that everybody is able-bodied and can do the same thing everyone else can do, but that's just not the reality. Um, on the other hand, not everybody needs to be like in a welfare state or something. Um, I'm not saying I have all the solutions. I'm just saying I'm doing big things. Um, Distributionism is an economic theory that the Catholics championed in the late 19th, early 20th century. How come I didn't learn about that in school? Don't answer that. My answer is because I didn't take social studies in high school. Okay, so it's because I am a sad person. I despised history because I just keep forgetting. Like, it's just a lot of facts and stuff. It's hard for me to remember. But secret to floating cities. How to create flying cities. I need a big ass one. Sorry, let me finish this up before I keep reading this silly guide. Yeah, no, I'm just not good at social studies, so I just took it over the summer. It was so much easier because they use this, like, online schooling program, and it's like, oh, read this passage. I'm like, sure, I'll pretend to read it. And then it's like, go write an essay about it. I'm like, oh, no one's reading these essays? I'm just not. And then I just took the test and, like, cheated or something, and because I was like... Anyway, so I didn't take social studies. I'm not entirely certain I would have gotten anything out of it, because considering how weirdly slanted our education system is towards certain narratives, I'm not sure I was missing out on anything. I have no plans for this. Okay, so you got a circle, and then you get another circle and a hexagon, and you can connect them, and then they float. Okay. I didn't learn about it in school either. School have this belief that there's nothing better than capitalism and nothing worse than socialism. I mean, I guess it depends who's teaching you, but I could definitely see that. I'm trying to think here. What was the slant I felt? I'd like to think my teachers were unbiased, but I found out recently some tea about my old math teacher in high school from my friend who talked to our old English teacher, and apparently it's like, oh no, everyone he hates him. It's funny hearing the tea after being gone for so long. You're like, oh, Mr. who whatever doesn't like Mr. Math teacher. I'm like, oh, the tea, because I agree. I also didn't like him. I mean, I think my huge dislike toward this math teacher came because, one, I think he was kind of an asshole. Two, I can't get over this dumb, like, okay, our class periods were like, what, 30 minutes-ish, give or take? I can't get over this one time. He spent like more than half of our class period talking about how his family, were hosting some students or something from some African country, and then he's like, oh wow, my life has really been changed because they came in with just all their worldly belongings in a suitcase and blah blah blah, something about materialism and stuff, and I was like, God, Mr. Math teacher, that's what gave you your realization after like 40-something years of existence? And you call yourself a Christian man? I think he's going to a different church than I did. Or maybe he had different upbringing, I don't know. What am I doing here? I want this to be a floating thingy. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. uh, you can tell. Yeah, I'm not over high school, and I'm now even more bitter towards my high school because they did renovations a few years after I left, which is not the problem. The high school definitely needed the renovations. My issue is apparently, so like after the renovations were done, they let like the community take a tour of the high school. Um, they turned it into the most boring, bland, corporate ass thing you could possibly think of. Like, imagine your nice, I don't know, American high schools, and you're like, oh, this is delightful and stuff, and like how nice it feels warm and educating and stuff, and yeah, the heating bill's a little too high because the windows suck, but you know, they turned it basically into a gray, bland corporate office, is my understanding. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize gray was the school mascot colors. And that gray was also the most conducive color to learning. Um, so I don't know. I guess. Ooh, this is what I wanted. I guess whenever I go back home and I have the opportunity, I'm going to my old high school and then start bitching about the fact that they decided instead of being, I don't know, hiring somebody their favorite color isn't gray. They just hired the, the they just hired the blandest architects they could have possibly found. I mean, really, would it have killed them to like put some color in the goddamn high school? Like, I'm also wondering. They had this. One of the classrooms had this really beautiful mural. Um, that that when they did renovations, another set of renovations, or like before my time, um, it was like painted into the ceiling, but they put in drop ceilings, but they actually specifically constructed that room's ceiling so you could still see the paintings or the mural, and I'm wondering if they kept that or not. I'm a little I'm not gonna lie. I would be entirely salty if they decide to cover that up because once again, boring corporate bland. Um, it really gives more meaning to whatever. I wanted to say the school to prison pipeline, but I guess this is the school to corporate pipeline. And I mean, truly, I hate it. Oh, but Dinah, you don't like the leg suspending it? No, well, okay, leg suspension is fine. I want floating things right now. That's all. That's all. Um, Supposedly yellow is the color conducive to procrastination. I mean, but what is gray then? Depression? I need, we need more than just gray, corporate gray. Okay, I want to give myself a little bit more space. I think this I can make, okay, I think here I can make another one. I want to make it taller. I'm gonna do a multi-level city here. Uh, I mean, sure, I don't want yellow walls either. I guess, I'm not, like, amazing at interior decorating, so I can't say that I would have the best solution, but it's certainly not corporate gray. I guess I'm also bitching about it because when my office did renovations, it also turned corporate gray. Well, I think the hallways are green for whatever reason, but I don't know. Our office colors are gray, and so is the carpet. The carpet's like what I imagine like a seal, like the gray of a seal looks like with the little spots and stuff. So like, it's just kind of weird, and I'm like, y'all, we work at a creative, innovative entertainment company, and we chose gray? I don't understand. Is adding color that much more effort? Why? I feel like this is an exercise in futility here. There we go. Here we go. There we go. I don't know, something, I don't know. Can you put is accent walls in an office something? Or like they had like a bunch of posters of like stuff that the company did in previous years. And apparently they just chucked away a lot of that stuff. And I was like, are you shitting me? That stuff was making the walls look interesting. And my office had quite a few of those and they just chucked them away. And I was like, well, corporate bland walls, here we come. Creativity is not found on a desktop. It is found on your walls. Is this gonna make one? Wait, hold on, I gotta take this out. Fuck. It's not the right shape. We're just gonna leave it there, so it's fine, it's fine. But yeah, I think one of the guides says you can do circles? Circle, circle, circle. How do I make circles? Alright, we're just gonna have to keep experimenting. I haven't determined what kind of society I'm making yet. I know, I feel inspired by Castle in the Sky, but I haven't seen that movie in a while. Although apparently, Ghibli Fest, I guess Ghibli Fest is a yearly thing now? I don't know. G-Kids puts it on every summer, I feel like, but, I think it's the run right now is playing is, Secret World of Arietti. And if you haven't seen that and you need to feel delighted about small little things in life, I suggest, you do. Burp, 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 burp. Why doesn't it just turn into... Can I just... This is just like all these failed attempts to try to make the circle. I just want a floating city, is that so hard? It's fine. Oh, I can rotate! Motherfucker! I knew I was missing something. I didn't read the directions carefully. Yesterday, I was cooking dinner, and I was like frying some tofu, which was good, really good, by the way. I highly suggest it if you're trying to, I don't know, not eat meat. I think that's usually why people eat tofu. So it's kind of smoky, so I was like, oh, we gotta open the windows and stuff so the fire alarm doesn't go off. Fire alarm goes off, and I'm like, huh, maybe it's just inside my apartment unit, and like it'll go stop for after a while. Does not stop. Spouse walks out to the balcony to go check. There's like apparently smoke coming from another building or another apartment. So we're like, oh fuck, this is an actual fire drill kind of thing, and we're like, well, or fire. We're like, okay, well, I guess we have to go out. But it's probably nothing because I think the past few times we've had the fire alarms go off, it's usually because like someone, when it gets smoky, they open their... So the way it works in my apartment is like there's the internal smoke alarms and then there's like the building-wide smoke alarms. So I think with the building-wide smoke alarms, like those only go off if those detect smoke, and if you keep your door closed, it doesn't detect smoke. So we're like, oh, you know, someone just opened their door when they weren't supposed to. Whatever, it's fine. Fire department will come and they'll be like, oh yeah, no worries, it's whatever, and then they'll just fine you, and then we go on our merry way. No, turns out, I come to find out later from the property management lady, who's a delight. Is like, oh yeah, no, actually someone's like electric scooter caught fire and they couldn't get out of their apartment because they charged their scooter next to their front door, so they couldn't get out. So they apparently jumped out their balcony window, uh, and then I'm like, oh, okay, so this wasn't anything to do with me or someone accidentally cooking. This was actually a serious thing. And I was like, well, fuck. That's depressing. Anyway, so my dinner got cold, but I reheated it and it was fine. Because I thought it was a false alarm, I'm like, I'm not gonna go put my cat in the cat carrier and stress her the fuck out. And I was like, well, fuck, we left the cat in there. Eventually we go back in and she just looks scared. I'm like, well, great. Now my cat's gonna be extra clingy, and she was. She was being extra clingy. And I'm like, well, goddamn. This was an evening. Dinah Dearest. That's hilarious. I love these alliterations. I think this was a great name to choose. Fuck. How do we get this not to do the thing? Connecting circles using pentagons. Okay. Okay. I think I gotta do a thing. What the hell is this? I don't know. We're just here to relax. I needed to be unstressed. For someone who's currently not in the workforce, I feel like I have added more stress to my life than necessary. It's entirely my fault. For instance, I think it was Friday. So part of the reason why I'm like, I'm not having it, is Friday, I went out on this like little bike ride picnic thing with spouse, but where I live is kind of like, it's to get to where we wanted to go, we'd have to go over some like, I want to call them hills, but it's not exactly like you could walk over them nicely. Well, Google Maps told us one thing when we were planning this out. And we're like, why is it making us do X, Y, and Z when it seems like this is more direct path? Turns out the quote-unquote more direct path is actually a walking path, and noise. That's some good shit right there. Apparently, when they meant walking path, they literally meant like this is like someone decided to walk through middle of the mountains or a hills thingy, and forged a path between two neighborhoods, and you're like, okay. So we had our bikes and we're just like, oh, we'll just fucking do it. But then it turns into this whole thing where you're like, wait, maybe we should be bringing bikes here, because this is actually kind of precarious, because there's a huge ass ravine in the middle of this place. We still did it. But that's how I ended up falling. I know, I really led there. So anyway, I'm kind of bruised up. One, because I fell and like I got my bike, like I got my leg stuck between my bike tire and my the frame. So like one of my legs is bruised, one of my arms is bruised, and then the other arm is bruised because apparently it can't handle any form of abrasion. So I've not been very happy these past few days. I've been in quite amount of amount of pain I wish I just do not desire. So we're gonna relax. We're gonna do shit. We're gonna make this blue. Oopsies. And I don't know, maybe I think it's tomorrow. Honestly, here again, like I don't know what my schedule is gonna be for this week and next week, because it's a little uncertain as to whether I'll be working, or I don't know, maybe I'll just spontaneously get sick, because healthy immune systems, who is she? I mean, truly, in this day and age. Anyway, I guess maybe to answer the question of what the hell is this, well, I don't know. We're, I didn't want to remake my whole fiefdom thing. I don't know, I just want to make fantasy. But fantasy towns on water. But once yeah, like I said before, like, if a few other games go on sale, I'll try those. But I do have a list of other games I want to play. I just wanted to sit here, contemplate life, primarily of what am I doing? Which is, you know, not bad. Should make a little dock. This is nice. The other day, I say the other day, but this was a couple weeks ago. I just wasn't feeling any games, so I just kind of threw on Unpacking. Because I already played, I think I played it on stream once, and I was just like, oh, you know, something nice and therapeutic, and it was, because, like, in, like, Unpacking, it's like, okay, so I was recently getting into some of these games where it's like, oh, you, how was it said? You put together, you'll probably see these in, like, mobile game ads, like, you put together, a room, but, like, there's a specific way it wants you to put together the room, and I'm like, well, okay, that's fun for, like, 5 seconds, but Unpacking gives you that, but more? Like, obviously you put toothbrushes in, like, the bathroom, and then you put the pillows in the bedroom kind of thing. But other than that, like, your decorating is pretty free, and I was like, oh, yeah, I wanted that. And I just played through the game in, like, I don't know, 2 hours, and I was like, I feel whole again. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt... I think it's also, like, Unpacking actually has, like, a low-level plot, and I'm like... The plot did make me feel things. Sad. And then happy. But, like, melancholy. I don't know. I need to feel things. To be also fair, I was on some medications that were not agreeing with my, whatever part of my body, so it was just like, nothing's right in the world. You know what is right in the world, though? I made myself some bomb-ass cilantro rice last night. It's pretty great. Turns out you can do a lot with, like a tiny little rice cooker. I'm quite pleased with myself. I've been finding recipes on, like, literally making a meal in a rice cooker, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to cook. I'm lazy. I don't want to cook for myself sometimes, and I don't want to order out, and this is the next best thing, and it's nice. That's all you need in life, you know? I wish I could put down trees. Oh well. Let's put a little lighthouse here. Well, it's not a lighthouse. We'll call it a lighthouse. It's fine. I don't know what I'm gonna put here. Let's go find out. Ain't that nice? A little quaint thing, and then you got like a... I can imagine if you lived on this particular platform, it's like you, and then your neighbor. If you have beef with your neighbor, then you're just stuck with them here. What's the name of his waterhole? Of this waterhole? I don't know. I'm taking suggestions. We're just, gonna vibe. It's really whatever. Can you make a city that looks like this one? Oh, potentially. I just saw on the community, for this game, someone recreated King's Landing? Which is pretty amazing. Don't know how you did that. Ooh, birdies. Look at that. It's nice. I don't see why I can't. Let's just put it that way. Honestly, We're gonna open link in a new tab. Oh. I mean, not in that style exactly, but you definitely can. Hold up. Let's put this aside here. Let me give myself a little bit more board. I don't know if the game starts freaking out if you have too much board, but I guess we'll find out. They haven't updated it in like a few years, and I don't expect them to because this was just an experiment the dev did, so. It's a nice little experiment though, and I appreciate them. I think we could do it like here. So like, okay. Okay. Gosh, when you it looks pretty basic and you can see it as whole. Yeah, that's the idea. It's again, this I guess it's they call these toy is it toy game? Yeah. Less about actual, I guess there's different ways of how to like make a game and play a game, but like it's less, I guess you could say it's like less about following a story or like having a specific goal, and it's just more of a, I see it as more of a creative tool. Especially since I was introduced to this game by one of my favorite artists, Yume, and she was using it as like a, what did she do? I think she did like a paint over or something of like, so she took a picture, or she made a thing, took a picture of like, I don't know, it looked really nice, and I think she did a paint over or something like that. Oh, the town. Yeah, I mean, what is this? It's whatever. Pixel games, you know. You gotta appreciate pixel art, though. One of my favorite things to see, honestly, is when I see pixel artists go from like, here's what I make before, and this is what I make now, and it's like cute little basic pixel art, and you're like, yeah, you're going somewhere, kid. And then they actually go somewhere, and you're like, holy shit, good fucking job. Look at you go, Timmy. I'm not much of a pixel artist, but I appreciate it in its it as a medium. How come you're not housing? There's a little bit of you have to massage this in order to make it. Fuck. Fuck. All right, I don't. This is. Yeah, that's not bad. So we got the A building. Great game, one of my favorites. I estimate it's 5 years your senior, maybe 6. I do love the urge to measure things based on how old it is in comparison to you. I mean, truly, it does give you perspective. Again, like, one of my old coworkers, like, his entire professional career was basically my age, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's like, so I somewhat jokingly, but also purposely, I'm like, coworker, share with me your wisdom. And then like, I just did that to him the other day on the fly, and he's just like, whatever, you're more than your, keep creating, you're more than, you're more than your skills or something, blah, blah, blah. I was like, damn, that is actually some good advice, thanks. Streamer, how tall are you in Pepsi cans? Oh, we're going back with the whole, like, how many Dinah's taller people? I think I've said the height of myself to my character, because in the grand future that I actually have full body tracking, it's a whole lot easier having a model that's essentially one-to-one to you in the virtual world. I think... I don't know if there's anything recent that came out about it, but I've explained before why I have that. I'm 15 and a half Pepsis tall. I'm gonna, like, say I'm 13 Pepsis tall, Because I assume I don't, I assume I'm shorter than everybody else. I've been thinking about that too recently. I'm like, what does it mean to be short here? Because I'm like, when I go to if I go to an elementary school, like so when I graduated high school, I went back to my elementary, because it was like one of those like reunion, but not really. It was really sweet of the PTA. Like they kept all of our old pictures and stuff, and I was like, wow. But then I went to it was in the cafeteria. I'm like, holy shit, why are these little children like tables so fucking short? That's when I realized, oh, it's because little children are small. And I used to be that small. But also, like, I swear there's like, I want to say even now, like, elementary students that are like tall or getting taller than me. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I know I'm short, but am I that short? Is it just because like you don't actually grow that much? Like you start like what at like maybe a foot tall, and then you grow to I don't know, like 5 to 6 feet. I don't know. Beep. Oh, delightful. Okay, I'm kind of half-assing this. I guess here. I gotta. I should. No, I'll put this up later. But I guess yeah. To answer your question, I don't know, how tall is a height of soda can? What are soda can dimensions? Well, that's not helpful. I don't know centimeters off the top of my head. Oh, wait. Wow. The height of a soda can is 3 4/8 inches? That sounds like bullshit. That's bullshit. No, no, it's gotta be at least like 5. I don't know. Don't make me do math. No, actually kind of curious. Let's just say I'm like 60, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Oh. I guess I'm closer to like 7. If we're assuming that a can is like 5 inches tall, I'm like 7 and like some change cans tall. I suppose this goes back to Americans will do anything to avoid using metric. Boop. Aha. And then, gonna have to fudge this, village diagrammy thing, because, some constraints given that this is not a grid. Okay, so I have A building and then B building. And then I can start. I'm really fudging these. Did you say you're 13 Pepsis tall? Okay. I think I was guesstimating, assuming you're like 6 foot something, but like if we're assuming a can is like 10 or 5 inches tall, then I'm actually like closer to like 7 cans tall. It's rumored that Shaquille O'Neal is 20 Pepsis tall. I don't know what to do with this information. Yeah, what am I supposed to do with that information? Take advantage. Nope. Okay. Nope. Sorry, I'm waiting for emails from several things. It's whatever you like. I guess, So my party trick is that I don't know if it's still true because I don't stare at media as much as I used to, but my party trick used to be that I can pretty much identify any shot in a movie and say whether or not like this particular thing is motion capture or not. I think these days not as much, just because I don't I don't think about it too. I just kind of stopped thinking about it. But I guess now my party fun fact is Shaquille O'Neal is 20 Pepsis tall. Share it, sell it, forget it. The options are endless. Oh, speaking of random fun facts, I got this in the email. Okay, so as a person that occasionally likes to use makeup, it comes and goes in waves. Um, Apparently, today is National Pink Day, according to ColourPop Cosmetics. I'm wearing all black. I already told you about bananas, right? Oh no. Bananas and the spiders? We ain't having this again on stream. We ain't doing this again, Starman. A little makeup goes a long way. I mean, honest, I I had this whole bullshit thing with I love my grandma, but there was this weird situation at one point where I not necessarily got in trouble, but there was low-key drama that got started with my family when somehow one of my other family members that I don't talk to as much, I guess, saw a picture of me with like blue makeup on or something because I was feeling blue makeup and I took pictures and stuff. And then my poor grandmother is like, "Why is my granddaughter wearing makeup? She doesn't need to wear makeup. She's like young or something." And I'm like, huh? Um, Come to find, my grandmother is, I guess, part of a, not maybe a generation, but like a thought process. I guess back when she used to wear makeup, um, um, it was to hide imperfections. Whereas these days, it's more of like an art form. I mean, obviously you can use it to like hide like acne or whatever. Um, or if you just want to like look pretty or whatever. It's just whatever. Our generation doesn't give a shit. Um, but that's why she was like, I think I heard this fourth hand or something, because like my mother told me that my grandmother asked her about this picture that she was shown by her sister from her sister's granddaughter, I think. I don't know. It was kind of dumb. Anyway, I think about that sometimes because I'm like, my grandmother could have just texted me about it. It's this whole thing with my grandmother. Um, Too much makeup and you look like you're wearing a mask. Is that how she worded it? She's young or something. Not exactly that, but it's essentially the essence of it being that you don't need to wear makeup if you're like young and like generally don't have any like imperfections or something, which I mean, I consider my raccoon shadows to be an imperfection, but it's also like I don't give a shit. Why should I care? I take my dark shadows as a what are they called? Not war armor. It's purely because I spent too little time sleeping in college, and too much stressing in my career. I mean, honestly, even though like I don't know. Okay, I think like makeup. If you wear too much makeup, you look like a mask. I don't know. I don't really think too carefully about people's makeup choices unless it's like really like, oh, look at my makeup. Because I see occasionally like drag queens with their heavy makeup, and I'm like, I don't hate this for you. It's part of your costume kind of thing. But like when like you cake on your foundation, it's just like I don't know. I feel more of like, oh girl, you need to get better at putting on your makeup than anything. I think it's sometimes I feel like I've transcended judgment, and I'm just like, oh, maybe it's a different kind of judgment. Less of a, oh, you look ugly, and it's like, oh, girl, you need more talent, which might be a different insult in and of itself. I don't know, this is why you keep your mouth shut in public. Boop. What am I? I'm trying to make the C building here, but fuck. This is not how you actually build a village on water. Okay. Ah. There we go. Okay. Oopsies. Okay. And then we're gonna put a little building. So this is definitely not going to be 100% what you sent me, Starman, but it's certainly going to be something. I just remember these are supposed to be on stilts. That one looks nice though. I'm gonna leave it like that, but stilts. Whenever I think about stilts, I'm constantly reminded of the fact that whenever I think it was one of the trips I went to Malaysia with my to visit family, we went through this somewhat remote village. Well, like not remote village. It was less of a modern place, more of a village. And they were actually on stilts. So this is in the jungle. If you don't know where Malaysia is, tropical jungle. So like they're on stilts, and I was like younger, and I'm like, Mom, why are they on stilts? And it's like, oh, it's because if there's a tiger, then you could just like, you just pull up the ladder, and then the tiger can't get to you. Which, to younger Dinah, that made sense, but in retrospect, I learned way too much about tigers, and I'm pretty sure they can jump up. But maybe that's not the point. The point is to hide from the tiger. Make it as annoying as possible for them to get to you. I don't know, I still think about it. I often wonder what it was like to grow up in a jungle. Because my mom makes it sound like it's really chill. I don't know. Whenever I go to Malaysia, she's like, oh, you gotta be careful about tigers. I'm like, where, mother? Did you ever see a tiger? I just see monkeys there all the time. Or like snakes. I'm like, but where, mother? I see no snakes. Ooh, ad break. To multiple followers, 1 subscriber. Thank you for joining us on the Dinah train, where, fuck, what building is this? Okay. I want to make this F building bigger. Thank you for following me along with this ridiculous adventure known as the Dinah Show. It's not even a show. This is the Dinah takes over, Dinah is here to take up mental headspace. No thoughts, head empty, just Dinah. Thank you for coming along with this ride. I'm really just starting to fudge this now. Wait, hold on. Okay. I know what to do. There's more space this way. I was also somewhat inspired to do this today because I didn't realize Minecraft's music updated. I was doing some stuff, so I wasn't really talking as much, but I was listening in on Noodle's stream yesterday, and I was like, wow, this Minecraft music is really nice. I forgot how nice it is. I wasn't sure. I don't think this game has music. It just has audio, which is nice still, but 1 second. Okay, we back. Sorry, I had to sneeze. But I don't know. I just needed the cozy game vibes. which is also funny because yesterday, uh, I'm not going to explain the entire chain of events because it's dumb, but essentially, Spouse found this website that lets you AI generate games. And you're like, I guess as someone who has been part of game development, I'm like, how the fuck are you going to have AI develop a game? So we were just like, okay, let's try out. Even though I'm like, okay, whatever. We're burning down Amazon rainforest just to make these stupid games. So I was like, okay, have silly AI build me a cozy cat game. And if you've used AI recently, like the generation typically is pretty fast, but this for whatever reason took a while. Um, but when it actually generated these cozy cat games, they were like shit. like shit in the sense of like it has no functionality. Like I think one of them is like the premise is you're in a cat cafe and you serve coffee, and but like the functionality of that didn't work. The other games, it's like you're supposed to be able to interact with the cats, can't do that. I think there was one where you're supposed to garden. I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to garden? This thing is broken. Um, all of this to say, I know everyone's like, oh, it's gonna take my job, but I'm like, okay, I think there's some jobs in the entertainment industry that are safe from AI. There's just a lot of complexity with like even building like a very simple game. Like I guess maybe potentially AI could generate a text adventure kind of game. Um, uh, no, they're not muds. But like I am not foreseeing this to be able to make your next Call of Duty. There's too much. There's way too much involved for that. Okay, so C building is kind of offset from F, but F this has a nicer pattern here, so we're just gonna fudge that. Um, uh huh. Uh huh. Okay, let's do E before we go on to F. Okay. Oh yeah, Minecraft. I had a dumb idea when I was a kid. What's it called? What's it called? Maybe AI can make it for me. I think it's called spawn.ai or like, spawn dot whatever. Um I I don't know, like I just I think you're better off just making like a bit. I think so. One of the things I recall doing in one of my very few game design classes was building like paper prototypes. So honestly, you might be better off making a paper prototype than using some silly AI thing to attempt to make the functionality that you wanted to make. Or I don't know, use ChatGPT to conceptualize it for you. Spawn.ai. I think I don't remember. It did not prove to me to be significant enough to remember. Um, it's a 4-player co-op version of Pac-Man, but you play as cops. Are you police in a face? Are you the Pac-Man or are you the ghost? Who is whomst in this game? Okay, so you're the cops. Okay, so that made sense to me. I think what I don't get is okay, so like see, you is cop trying to catch. I don't. Could you make an AI who's smart enough to evade like 4 people effectively? I guess I haven't really seen a whole lot recently of like AI, AI in the sense of like automated, controlled NPCs. Let's call them that. I don't want this to be like this. Give me a house. Give me. Fuck. I don't want. Okay. No, we'll just make this on 1 floor then. Conceptually, I don't hate the idea. I think a lot of these days, or at least from what I was seeing from my my university, what the kids have been making, games tend to be a lot more successful when they're like party games, where it's like you sit and you co-op with your friends while chaos happens. I don't know what I call them. I don't, because like recently, the kids, one of the teams from my university, they made this, basically, I think what is it? You're lifeguards and you have to save people on the beach, and then like there's other like quick time events and stuff, but that's the general premise of the game. And it seemed rather successful, in terms of like execution and stuff, but like that's just kind of how all games work. Okay, we got a big ass house. It has a green roof. Okay. But no, I think that's not a terrible idea, Starman. I think it has potential. Wait. Big ass house. Big ass house. This cute little garden. No, this is. Wait, why is the? Okay. Hold up. Oopsies. So we got the platform. Okay, and then is apparently a giant gaping hole of water to get up here, but it's whatever. Oopsies. It's whatever. Don't worry about it. This is definitely not so your enemies can fall into the water as you slap them. I'm assuming it looks like this. Kinda? Like that. Sure, we'll go with olive green. Looks like an over-designed barn. That'd do it, doesn't it? Okay. Over-designed barn. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I don't quite recall how to do all the parameters on this game, but I do know. Okay. I think to give this a roof, I might. No. Yeah. Okay. So I'd have to give it a courtyard to give it a roof. Ta-da! Wait, hold on. I gotta... Open image, new tab. And with the power of sorry, with the power of OBS, I'm gonna do a browser source. Lazy browser source. Then we got... fuck. I got that. Oopsies. And then... ignore those little floating things just to make the map bigger. And we have... wait. Yeah, it's just... I mean... You'd have to find, like, a better tiling area, but, I don't know, organically shaped, whatever this little village is that you sent me. Ta-da! I did jazz hands. I've been trying to get hand tracking working, but I just think with my setup, it ends up looking not great. I should ask Geo what he does for hand tracking. Because his is basically what I want. Water me, you know, if you want this, one, I can send screenshots in Discord, and two, you can export OBJs out of this software, which is very odd to me. So for the uninitiated, OBJs is, I think, an object file. So essentially you get this as the model without any textures or anything. So it's just the model. If you want more than that, I believe you have to do either an FBX or they have a that was years ago. I don't know where that went. There's a universal file that I think Pixar was developing. Either Pixar or like Apple was developing to in the entertainment industry, there's all these whack things, but it's supposed to be a universal files that allows you to have that contains model information, including like textures and colors, animation, lighting, and like cameras and stuff. It's a whole thing. But Dinah, there's no house on the bottom left platform. That's where the one guy lives. The inspiration for Walter White in Breaking Bad. Wait. Oh! Wait. Sorry. Wait. The one... Wait. Where am I missing this? Hold on. There's no house on the bottom left platform. Oh! Whoopsies. My bad. I knew I forgot something. You gotta put a little house. A little litter bitter house. Is that where the main character lives in this game? Speaking of Walter White, though, for the life of me, I don't understand it, but somehow my spouse is like, Walter White is the most misunderstood character, and I'm like, honey, I think you're missing the point if you think he's a great he's a misunderstood sympathetic character. Oh wait, the inspiration for Walter White, not the main character, but a guy like Walter White. Oh, interesting. Okay, there we go. Is there anything? Hold on, am I missing any other details about this? Because oh, there's what I presume to be a bench or something here. Unfortunately, you can't really... This is a house building simulator. Oh. I didn't know. Well, if you export out the OBJ, this is what you're gonna get. Honestly, that's a lot more than I thought you'd get. That's actually quite cute. This is actually a really... Oh, that's interesting. Because... Not that this is like the most amazing level designer kind of thing, but this isn't like a terrible... So I imagine... So this is totally off tangent to what we were talking about, but I imagine like if you export out this as a file, you bring it into whatever Blender or Maya if you're me, So you just start with all of this. So like it's super basic geometry, but you can like texture it however you want and shit, and then like how quaint. Get some nice camera angles. I'm not a texture and lighting artist though. It's funny, my I appreciate what he's doing, but my spouse keeps sending me like job links to jobs that I'm like, honey, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm unqualified for this. Like he literally sent me a job the other day. That it's what was it? I think they want someone who can like animate light and like shoot camera work, and I'm like, or like do like character animation or something. I'm like, I have literally never touched this. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm unqualified. Um, let's take a screenshot. Boop. I don't know where that goes. We'll find out once I go to look for it after stream. Okay. He's terminally ill with a family and amasses wealth for them in the shady ways. So he goes to the big building on the bottom right to play Russian glass. That escalated. I also don't hate that. Because like conceptually I like the idea of Walter White. He's it's like misguided, shall we say. Well, misguided in that like he does. Ooh, oh, I don't hate that. He wants. I think that I like the premise of Breaking Bad. It's like man trying to provide for his family before he dies. But then like that moment where like his good friend from like ages ago was like, hey, let me pay for your medical bills and stuff. It's like, yo. I mean, I get not wanting to owe your friends things, but that, I don't know. I guess during that episode, I'm like, it did feel like they genuinely wanted to help him because, I mean, I think it was like Walter felt slighted because of something. I don't remember exactly when they worked together, but like at the end, I'm like, the friend was trying to help. Like, if someone offers to pay for your cancer treatment that would save you, you know, is being in debt to somebody like that bad? Like, I guess not financial debt, but like emotional debt. I don't know. No. There we go. Ta-da. Oh, right. Let me take this off of a screen now, since we're done. Boop. There we go. Russian glass is like a Russian roulette, except instead of using a gun with one bullet, you take turns drinking glasses, with one of them being poisoned. Is it called Russian glass because it's supposed to emulate Russian roulette, or is it because this is something a Russian person would do? In which case, I have to ask. I don't think I don't think I understand Russian gangster culture, let's call it, because I don't imagine your average everyday Russian is just going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go make bets and stuff and whatever. Speaking of Russia though, I went to this. So for whatever reason, in the general area that I currently reside, or I guess in the Bay Area in general, there's like it's like I feel like it's a non-insignificant population. Oh shit, of Russians. I'm pretty sure they're all Russian. Based on my understanding of listening to Russian conversations here and there, like I don't think I'm mistaking Ukrainian for Russian, but like there's like a lot of like Russian or like they call them Eastern European grocery stores, but they're all like practically Russian products, and then like occasionally other things. So I don't. So we went to one the other day because occasionally they also have Polish food, or like tangentially to Polish food and stuff. So you know, so we're gonna try it and stuff. Um, but where was I going with this? Oh yeah, yeah. One of my Russian friends, um, at one point explained to me that there's like this. I think they refer to it as double baked, like rye bread. Um, it's like really bad for you apparently, but it's like double baked rye bread, that like it's like flavored and stuff. So I found it at one point. I bought some more because I'm like, I actually quite like it. It's basically like, it's like a crouton, but worse for you. I'm not exactly sure why it's worse for you, but it's worse for you. And I find it delicious because the one I got was bacon flavored. Um, I don't know. I feel like we gotta appreciate culture when we can. Um, Maybe it's just because I grew up with a father who's a cultural anthropologist, but you know. I don't know what this is. I want to put something in the middle of it. I think it's great when you have these like little things that towers. Towers surrounded by other towers. It's a faux castle, you might say. Yeah. I don't know why they're green. We're just gonna leave it as green. Ta-da! We're gonna call this a wizard keep. The former. Okay, typical Russian. I'm gonna go out and gamble with my life. Be back at 10:30. Croutons are bad for you? What the fuck? Well, okay. So I haven't looked into the science behind this, but or like the nutrition behind this, but like, you know how they're always like, oh, salads are good for you, but you have to be careful what you put into it because that's what makes it like quote unquote unhealthy, which I think is kind of weird to say. So like, let's just have, I don't know, like fucking iceberg lettuce or some shit, and then you chuck in like your croutons and like your Caesar salad dressing or something. All of a sudden, those croutons and Caesar salad makes it like more unhealthy, and I'm not entirely certain why because I haven't looked into the nutrition of either of those. But I'm like, if the ratio of like lettuce to croutons and dressing isn't like that bad, like what's bad? Also, why are we eating salad? I pretty much I hate salad most of the time. I've only gotten into like kale salads recently. This is such a terribly designed kingdom. I don't care, that's just how they are. Oh, okay, I've reached the end of my map. That's fine. I don't know, cause like I guess these days, I recently went to this. Okay, well I guess I want to call it like a bougie Italian place, but let's just be real. In San Francisco, every place is expensive, and they pretend to be fancy, but they aren't. Some Italian place nearby to my old office, cause I was up there and hanging out with coworkers. So like they had all these different salads, and I just kept thinking about like, this is supposedly the healthier option. But is it actually because you just labeled this as a nice Italian place with fancy, like, kale salad or like salad with like big chunks of beets in them or something? Oopsies. Boop. That's what I wanted to put it. Anyway, I don't understand salads. More to the point, I don't understand like why that's like the one vegetable we decided we want to be raw. That we eat raw, because in Malaysia actually I've had cooked salad before, which was a little weird at first because I was used to it not being cooked, but then afterwards I was like, wait, this is actually kind of slaps. I don't know, it just feels weird. Also with like salmonella poisoning and stuff, I'm like, why would you want to eat it raw? Isn't the point of us learning to cook, or like fire and cooking and stuff as humans, to like allow for I don't know, easier digestion. So why are we eating it raw? God, maybe I should talk to a nutritionist. My insurance technically covers it. That's nice. I'm gonna go build. Well, I don't want to build another layer. I kind of like the way it looks. Talk to a dietitian. Oh yeah, or yeah, nutritionist, dietitian, one of those people. I don't know. What color haven't I used? I don't think we really used a lot of white. I'm feeling very whimsical right now. A nutless monkey can call itself a nutritionist. What? I don't understand. I was gonna go on a rant of like, I don't understand why chiropractors are. Why are chiropractors covered, but my dumb ADHD medication isn't? Riddle me that, insurance. It was actually funny. So I've been like I've said, I've been trying different medications to see if it helps with my ADHD. I'm a little bit at the point of giving up because after this one medication, I have to take stimulants, and I'm like, well, that's a pain in the ass for several reasons. So I messaged my insurance. I'm like, hey, is this covered? What are alternatives? And they come back with, here's some alternatives. And it's like all these non-stimulants I've tried. And then they're just like, oh, but we'll cover all these like Adderall and stuff. I'm like, so y'all are gonna put me on something that's like kind of low-key, like, I feel like it would cost more to cover that or something over whatever the hell I'm asking for, but sure, you won't cover my fucking non-stimulant. I don't know, I feel like stimulants has caused too much troubles for my life. That's fucked. Chiropractors are quacks. Why are they covered? Yeah, okay. I guess I'm a little bit, I have some, my friend's dad is like a physical therapist / chiropractor. So what this means to me is that, so like I went over to their house once and like I was having some back trouble. So I was like, hey, what can I do? So basically he's like, he popped my back, which was kind of weird because I didn't realize I could pop my back like that. And then gave me like exercises to strengthen basically my core. And I was like, I got a lot out of that, but like, I guess a physical therapist wouldn't have popped my back. I mean, maybe my back felt better, so. Dinah, what are you doing? It looks like you built a prison camp. What are you talking about? This is a military barrack. Should I build a box building and have you tell me if it's a prison or a school? I've been to both Dachau and Auschwitz. I know what I'm talking about. It's good you actually went. Okay, I'll make it look less like a prison. Here. It's not a prison, right? This is just a school. Wait, hold up. To make this a school, you gotta make it closed in. I think it's like one of those, what do they call them? I think it's like a Montessori school or something nearby to my town, somewhere in town. And like, it's kind of cute because it's like, oh, it has like this little courtyard on the inside. So it's basically like I guess it's basically like a box and then there's a courtyard on the inside, which conceptually I like that idea. But the front door is like this steel door and then it has like wire mesh. And I'm like, you can't tell me this doesn't look like it's a prison for little children. like I understand it's for security and stuff. But like I'm like, could you make it not look like you're putting kids in kid prison? No. Okay, this is fine, I guess. Oh, whoopsies. Sorry. We gotta make this. If we're gonna, if this is a school. Where's the blacktop for recess? Oh my god. I can't do blacktops. We can. The closest thing we can get is grass. In this game. Blacktop. So my first elementary back in Boston was basically a box, and then behind it, a big blacktop. I guess it's technically a parking lot. It was also like the garbage can was like in the playground in the blacktop area, and like the one technically this you could call it a playground on the hill. They told us not to go on it because apparently it's like the city's playground that we're not allowed to play on. It's the only thing we had is like a blacktop and swings. Like dead ass. That's just it. Where is recess? Honestly, I don't know. Ooh, wait. I got a great idea. Wait. Aha! This is totally not a prison. You know, speaking of prisons, though, I could make a panopticon. I guess that's kind of what this is. Here. Wait, this actually might turn into a floating one. Also, I have the window open. Don't mind the sirens in the background. Oh yeah, yesterday's fire alarm incident brought not one, not two, but four fire engines to my apartment building, and I was like, oh wow, this was not just your regular old kitchen fire, was it? And also, I think the fire chief. I mean, they were very nonchalant, the firemen. That's why I was like, ah, this is fine. I have high confidence in them. So my building the building manager or the property manager, she lives in my building. She's very nice. But she I think, I don't know, she was talking on the phone, and then like all of us were like, she's like, okay, so here's what happened. This is what happened. This is what, you know, the fire department is doing. She's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't say anything early because it's like 20 minutes or something into us being like, what the fuck is going on? And she's like, I was just crying because like something. I'm like, oh, manager lady, you're so nice. You care so much. Unlike my last apartment building manager. Gives absolutely no fucking shites. Oopsies. The whole city is a panopticon. We can see everything from our vantage point. Oopsies. And then we just go boink. Ah! Oh shit! I didn't realize they had a little bottom here. That's kind of fun. Anyway, okay. So, where's my narrative here? So we got. Now we're gonna. I love that in recent years the panopticon has become more of a thing that people are aware of, because I only learned about it because of my I think one of my graduate classes, it was for my digital media degree, so it was talking about the panopticon as a it was meant for prisons and stuff, but now it's like a metaphor for how surveillance online and stuff. I mean, it was kind of a weird article to read because I couldn't wrap my head around it, but I don't know. It's nice that now that more people are aware of it as a thing and a conceptual thing, especially with people being like, "Oh, look, this is not supposed to..." I think I can actually make this bigger. Hold on. Because I don't want this cute little ass thing in my fake prison. Why do I always go back to making prisons? What's wrong with me? Looks like a little turtle's belly. Yeah! Little turtle. I love turtles. I just love, actually, All Creatures Great and Small. That was a British show. I used to watch a lot of British shows with my parents. Kids cartoons, I think the only thing I was into was Pokemon. And like, whatever was on PBS. Honestly, I know I wanted it to float, but I don't hate how this looks. This is cute as hell, what the fuck? Wait, I want to build underneath this. Nope, nope. See, this is why I like these little toys. They're nice to imagine and ideate, as they like to say in the gaming industry. Wait, how did that happen? Was it because oh, oh, interesting. Okay, 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 okay. I like to complain a lot about boring ass buildings, but here I am making a hexagon. I don't know, I think a hexagon is more interesting than a box. I was if you drive around, if you like in the weird opportunity you have to drive around the Bay Area, you'll find even though there's a lot of new construction, they still have a lot of older, like, office buildings and stuff, and you'll see they actually have, like, interesting designs. Oh, shit! Well, now I've made a weird little fortress. It's like a weird little turtle fortress. Yeah. Yeah, you can put the prisoners here that are really bad. I'm terrible. I wanna make this. Okay, yeah, this will work. That looks nice, but I wanna. If we're really gonna make a panopticon, I always go back to these sad, depressing medieval kind of shits here. Like the last time I played this, I ended up making this beautiful floating kingdom, basically Coruscant, and then I put all the prisoners underneath. I'm like, what is this? What is this pathology? Anyway. Yeah, you have a lot of the older style office buildings. So like instead of being a box with a glass box, like there's this one that's like this cute little like tiered office building. I think it's really gorgeous. Oh, this is actually nice. If only I wasn't building a prison. Tiered, I guess, like if you imagine how, like, if you really, how would you call it? Abstract, like a mountain into like little tiers. Imagine the kind of that idea. I thought it was really charming. Like, a lot of the designs I like in architecture are fiscally probably not great, because like, oh, you're wasting land or something, but I'm like, oh, but it looks nice, man. Like, are you really gonna make the most boring ass building you could possibly build because you need to save money? But apparently these days the way that they do like real estate is like not conducive to nice housing. I just watched this whole ass video about how luxury apartments work, and that one, they're never luxury, and I can attest to that. Two, it's like no one cares about them after they get built, basically, which means they don't care about the residents, and that's why I hate living in apartments. Also, these days, like, apartments aren't built to be lived in for long term, even though that's essentially what everyone does. Because, like, my grandparents, their apartment in New York, I guess the premise of this is they used to, live in the area that they live in now used to be kind of like considered bad. Um, it's kind of sad. Um, but their what is it? I think their apartment is considered like 2.5 beds. They have a maid's room, if you can believe that. It's basically like a office living room, office extra bedroom at this point. Um, but it's that they're like spacious rooms. Like I swear, I think my grandparents' bedroom in their apartment is like basically half of my current floor plan. Um, I mean, it's truly amazing now what we build for people and say, yes, you are to live here. Um, and I hate it. I want my own house. There's actually this house nearby to where I live that's on sale for considerably less than most houses go for around the Bay Area, which is like at least $1 million. By the way, this is just our floating prison. Feels very appropriately prison-like. Pretty proud of that, actually. Time for errands and then home. Perhaps you'll still be going when I'm there. Actually, funny story, I actually need to go out to do my own errands. I haven't eaten lunch either. Maybe this is a good place to stop. How do I save this? Yeah. Alright. Get home safe. Don't be a crazy driver, Starman. Best luck. Um, no, actually, this is not a bad time to wrap up because I ordered something for Michael's. I need to go pick it up before stupid traffic picks up, and I should also eat. Well, I say, this isn't bad. I have once again made, I don't know what I made, but I made something. Um, Maybe I should start making things that are nicer, like nice conceptual apartment complexes where I can imagine that people actually have space. Look at these little birds. That's delightful. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I don't think anybody I wish to raid is. Yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it at this. I guess we'll save out an OBJ. Object. We'll leave this with something that doesn't make any senses and stuff. Let's do a nice capture frame for the oh, yeah. We'll just ignore the prison like everybody else does in real life. Isn't that nice? I don't know how to build cities. Anyway, yeah, sorry, this week is particularly busy. Assuming nothing I get pulled into anything else, I'll be streaming tomorrow and Thursday because Spouse decided to change what days he likes to work from home, but you know, I'm not the one complaining. Make sure you stay hydrated. Be careful driving because people are crazy. Hug your pets. And don't fall for scammers. I don't know what I'll be doing tomorrow if I'm streaming tomorrow. I haven't figured that part out yet. I as much as I like Cyberpunk, I think I need a break. Is kind of my line of thought. I'll play Cyberpunk sometime this week. I just don't know if I'll do it tomorrow or Thursday. You'll have to figure out when to catch me because good luck. Anyway, Thank you all so much for watching and listen to me ramble. Be kind to yourself and others, specifically yourself, though. And until next time, I will see you all another time. Goodbye.